Hello and welcome back to BeamNG Drive for racing here at a custom Raymond James Stadium made by Player 4 on the Beam Monsters website. Anyway, just as all previous racing events, we have 16 trucks to go. One of them will get their chance at the World Finals. So, let's give a quick demonstration as to how this track will work. As always, we have the Beam Monsters monster truck here to demonstrate. And each truck will have to start on one of these ramps that will be right in front of the stands. And I sure hope the seats back there were pretty cheap. Anyway, they'll come off of that ramp, go up a ramp, go across the finish line, but they're not done yet, as they must then take this sharp turn right here that I have taken way too fast. Anyway, they'll have to go around the turn far better than I did just now. And after going down that, they'll have to go down the straightaway, but then they'll have to go up this ramp here. And then after going up that ramp and landing back down, they'll take another sharp turn here, before then going down, up the ramp they started on, and across the finish line. And as always, whoever crosses the finish line first will be the winner. So, let's get on to round one. Our first competitors for round one will be Iron Outlaw and Toro Loco. Off the starting line they go, Iron Outlaw popping a wheelie as they make it over to the first ramp. Into the turn they go, both trucks taking it fairly wide. Down the straightaway, into the speed bump here, up they go, Toro Loco getting some big airtime. Iron Outlaw takes the final turn. Toro Loco takes it wide, and it will be Iron Outlaw who takes the win for round number one. Up next we have Donkey Kong and Soldier Fortune. Off the starting line, the two trucks go. Donkey Kong popping a wheelie, up the ramp they go, across the finish line, into the turn here. Going back down the straightaway, off to the speed bump, up they go. Soldier Fortune not quite getting up a bit. Into the final turn. Donkey Kong taking a little slow, Soldier Fortune coming around. Up and across the ramp. It's a close race, but I think it might have been Soldier Fortune who was able to cross the line first. Up next is Hooligan and Kraken. Down the starting line they go. Hooligan popping a wheelie. Up over the first jump. Landing right back down they go. Into the first turn. Hooligan with the slight lead, but up to the speed bump they go. Both trucks landing it down. Into the final turn. Kraken takes the turn better. Up the ramp. And it will be Kraken who takes the win for round one. Up next for round one, we have Alien Invasion and Gunslinger. Down the line they go. Gunslinger popping a small wheelie as they go up the first ramp. Landing across the finish line, both trucks are neck and neck. Into the turn they go. Gunslinger taking it quite a bit tighter there. Up the speed bump they go. Both trucks landing it back down, Alien Invasion having the harder landing. Into the final turn, both trucks go. Up the ramp goes Gunslinger, and it will be Gunslinger who takes the win for round one. Up next we have Avenger and Bounty Hunter, Jim Cole or Jimmy Cretin. One of these Jims will win. Off they go down the starting line. Bounty Hunter with a slight lead over Avenger. Into the first turn they go. Jimmy Cretin slowing down a little bit in Bounty Hunter's. Avenger pulls ahead. Up over the speed bump. Avenger coming back down. Bounty Hunter having some trouble. Into the final turn, both trucks go. Avenger takes it tight. Bounty Hunter takes it wide. And it will be a win for Avenger. Up next we have Megalodon and Scarlet Bandit. Off they go, down the starting line. This is pretty much the same matchup as last race with a CRC truck and a CRD truck. Anyway, around the first turn they go. Off they go, up the speed bump they go. Scarlet Bandit pointing the nose up to the sky. Megalodon popping a wheelie as they land back down. Scarlet Bandit taking it a bit wide, but recovers a lot faster than Megalodon, and it will be Scarlet Bandit who takes the win against Megalodon. Up next we have Jester and MaxD, the red MaxD. Off they go down the starting line. Up over the first jump and across the finish line. MaxD getting farther than Jester. Into the first turn they go. MaxD taking it quite wide. Jester hits the speed bump. MaxD follows shortly after. MaxD pops a wheelie as they come out of it. Jester takes the final turn wide. So does MaxD a little bit. MaxD having some trouble getting aligned over the finish line, and it will be Jester who beats MaxD. And our final race of round 1 is Gravedigger and Predator. We've seen this lineup many times before, so who will win? Let's find out. Up over the first ramp and across the finish line. Into the first turn, both trucks go. Off to the speed bump they go. Gravedigger pulling a slight lead. Up they go. Landing back down. Into the final turn they go. Gravedigger taking it tight. Predator going along with them. Up over the ramps they go, and it will be Gravedigger who advances on to round 2. Alright, here we have the bracket going into round number 2. We've gotten rid of half of the trucks we started with, but we still have 8 more trucks to go. One of them will make it to the World Finals, so let us begin round number 2. Starting off round 2, we have Soldier Fortune and Iron Outlaw. Down the starting line they go. Soldier Fortune popping a wheelie, up over the ramp and across the finish line. Into the first turn they go. Iron Outlaw getting there first. Down it they go. Soldier Fortune having some trouble going down the lane. Iron Outlaw making it into the turn. Soldier Fortune following behind. Up over the ramp, and it seems Iron Outlaw will take the win for round 2. Up next we have Kraken and Gunslinger. Off they go, down the starting ramp. Up over the first ramp and across the finish line. They're both pretty close to each other. Into the first turn they go. Over to the speed bump. Kraken with a slight lead. Gunslinger taking it high up into the air. Kraken making it around the final turn. Down they go. Up over the first ramp, and it will be Kraken who will move on to the semifinals. Up next is Scarlet Bandit and Avenger. Will Scarlet Bandit get revenge for what Avenger did to Bounty Hunter? Let's find out. Up over the ramp they go. Right across. Into the first turn. Both trucks taking it fairly wide. Scarlet Bandit getting over to the speed bump. Up they go. Some pretty big air from that speed bump. Into the final turn they go. Avenger seems to take the turn better. Scarlet Bandit gets a little squirrely. And it will be Avenger who will cross the finish line before Scarlet Bandit. Up next, we have Gravedigger and Jester. Down the starting ramp they go. Off to the other ramp. Up they go. Gravedigger with the slight lead. Into the turn. Gravedigger taking it a bit wide. So is Jester. Gravedigger gets to the speed bump first. Up they go. Coming right back down. Jester shortly behind. Into the final turn. And it looks like Gravedigger will take the win for round number 2. Alright, and here we have our bracket leading into the semifinals. 4 trucks remain. One of them will make it to the World Finals through racing. Will it be Iron Outlaw, Kraken, Avenger, or will we have another Gravedigger? Well, there's only one way to find out, so let's get started with the semifinals. Our first race of the semifinals sees Iron Outlaw against Kraken. Down the starting ramp they go. Iron Outlaw pops a small wheelie up over the ramp. The two trucks are fairly close together. Into the first turn, this is going to set them apart a little bit. Off they go, engines roaring up over the speed bump, pretty close neck to neck. Landing it back down, who will recover first? Looks like Kraken will. Iron Outlaw takes it wide into the final turn. Kraken goes up the final ramp and will beat Iron Outlaw across the finish line, thus moving on to the final ramp. And our other half for the semifinals is Avenger and Gravedigger. Down the starting ramp, both trucks go. Up over the first ramp, Gravedigger pulling a slight lead. Into the first turn, Gravedigger taking it very wide. Let's see if Gravedigger can recover. Avenger gets to the speed bump shortly after Gravedigger makes it. Into the final turn, Gravedigger taking it wide again as Avenger comes around. Up the final ramp. And it will be Avenger who beats Gravedigger across the finish line. Over in the left lane, we have Avenger getting himself started up on this ramp. Again, I feel sorry for whoever's sitting right behind these trucks as they start. Anyway, getting themselves all set up. But over in the right lane, we have Kraken. Both of these trucks compete in the Monster Truck Throwdown. That also happens between some of the drivers. But one of these trucks will make it to the World Finals. So, let's get on to the final round. Here we are, Avenger and Kraken. One of these trucks will make it to the World Finals here. Off they go down the starting ramp. Up over the next ramp. Both trucks are fairly close together. Into the first turn they go. Avenger taking it much tighter than Kraken. But here comes the speed bump. Avenger, not having as much airtime as Kraken, makes the final turn way ahead of Kraken. Avenger goes up the final ramp, and it will be Avenger who beats Kraken and will move on to the World Finals. Alright, thank you everybody for watching this round of racing. Anyway, up next will be freestyle, of course, with the same 16 trucks you just saw. So, I will see you over in freestyle. And in the meantime, enjoy this little celebratory run of Avenger.